Do a hump day happenings yesterday, and today's Thursday. And you know what? I still called this one a hump day happening. I am doing the prep work for a podcast episode that I'm going to be doing later today. And this podcast episode that I will be doing later today on the Membership Machine Show. So if you're not part of the WP Tonic space, if you not already following on like YouTube or iTunes or any of that, the Membership Machine Show is a really fun show I do with Jonathan. We continuously talk about different platforms and tools and methodologies to create income and revenue using memberships and online courses and community sites and things like that. So part of the prep that I'm doing is based on this idea that Amy Porterfield, I guess she makes the decision for many. Amy Porterfield said that courses are dead. And I've been seeing some marketing coming through on my stream saying that online courses are dead. You don't need a website. You don't need courses. And everyone's got like their own twist on things. So one is Passion.io that's going to try and sell me on the idea that I need to have a mobile app. And if I just had a mobile app, I mean, my goodness, the power of connection in somebody's pocket. If I just had a mobile app with push notifications, I could make $50,000 a week, within 90 days or something like that. Lunacy is where I put that, right? Lunacy is I feel so sorry for people that don't have a marketing sense about them, that don't recognize scams and money grabs from the get-go. So I find it all very interesting. So this Amy Porterfield thing comes out, then a couple of creators in the space, influencers, people that are way more popular than me on YouTube, start making this content saying, well, I don't sell courses anymore. I don't sell courses anymore. Um, well, maybe you don't need to sell courses anymore because you got 200,000 people following you on YouTube, right? People need to put things in perspective. You need to look at who is giving you information and why, right? Those to me are very important considerations. Who is giving me this information and why are they giving me this information? How are they going to do this? And so I think it's interesting. Alex Hormozy falls into this line. There's a Graham Cochran, Latasha James, Amy Porterfield. There's these influencers that are saying, well, courses are dead. And then they start talking about what they're doing instead, right? And well, I'm going into coaching. Well, they act like they're talking about something new. Folks, I have been in the agency game for a long time. I have been promoting with my clients for a long time the good, better, best pricing strategy. Good if you're selling something that's good and the price is for something that is good, you're going to give them the online course. If you want to do better, you're going to give them a cohort, some group learning to go through with some peers, and you're going to have like maybe a live workshop, with a group of people, right? Cohort learning. And you're going to have to show up, right? Good, better, best, meaning you're going to create more income by doing, group trainings. And then what's best? What's best? When somebody comes to you for information, the real thing that they want is that connection with you. If you're the expert, they want to be in your pocket. They want to be with you, right? And so is coaching a new model? No, there's been coaching programs out for well over a decade. Like, uh, calm down, Kurt, calm down. When these influencers jump on and act like they've invented something new or that something is old, um, hey, jump off of this thing I had everybody excited about, and now let's jump onto this thing. And then what are they going to do in 2 years? They're going to jump back. They're going to say, oh, times have changed and people's buying tendencies have shifted. Let's get out of coaching and let's go back to learn at your own pace. Folks, if you don't have content that shows that you are a subject matter expert, something that lays down the pathway that says this person knows their stuff. If you don't have any content in the bank that says I'm not wasting my money to sign up with this person, you're not going to sign anybody up. If you're starting out with an audience of 5 people, you're going to have to give them some kind of content. And that content works best in the shape of a course. Now, maybe you expand off that course and you do what I'm doing. I'm here live right now talking to you guys. Do what I'm doing. Get on here, talk about your expertise, talk about the things that are pluses and minuses and wins and challenges. You know, be transparent, connect with people. And then all things given, maybe they say, hey, I like watching you on your lives. I really wish that there was a dedicated space where I could get some time with you one on one. Well, now you've got a coaching client. The last few clients that I brought into Mañana No Mas as a digital agency technically were coaching clients. They wanted help with growing their own websites. They wanted to be involved in the making and the growing of the content and the marketing of the website. They wanted to be involved in it. They didn't want to hire a marketing company to offload it to. They wanted to experience doing it themselves, but they needed some guidance. And so customers came to us, Mañana No Mas, basically saying, hey, I have me, or we are a small team, but you're the expert in this space. So could you help us in this space do this thing? And that's what we do. We sign up, we jump on the clock, we jump on a Zoom call. They pay by the hour, and we train them on Zoom right through it. Is that the most efficient, productive way to build a website or a marketing package? No, it's not. No, it's not. Right. And is it the most profitable for me? I'm going to be honest with you. No, it's not. But I enjoy it. And if I enjoy it and it's still profitable, then I'm going to continue to do it. Right. And it makes me the expert in the room, makes me the expert in the space. Where would those people have come from if I didn't have content online that said I was the expert? They wouldn't have come from anywhere. That's why I get so lost on these influencers trying to tell people that are starting from scratch and most likely really low on budget how to make things happen. Folks, I'll be talking about this whole thing at length on the Membership Machine Show. I encourage you to jump onto that. We go live at 4 o'clock. We go live at 4 o'clock on Thursdays. I encourage you to jump in. You can make comments during the show if you want. It's broadcast on YouTube. And yeah, just jump in. Membership Machine Show, 4 o'clock today. That's 4 o'clock Central. 4 o'clock Central. If you want to be a part of that, that would be cool. Today's my big day. I got WP Tonic with the show, Lifter LMS for 2 lives that we do. And then we've got this podcast to record at 4. So it's a big day. Today I am editing another podcast for the Mañana No Mas podcast. We recorded that the other day. Really nice lady. Her name's Amy. And she's got some opinions that don't exactly line up with the host, me. And as we were recording, I'm like, don't argue with the guest. Don't argue with the guest. Let's not banter. Let's have a discussion. And I think it's a very respectful conversation about business, in general, right? But it's dealing with especially women, right? So talking about how women can get some, assistance or some co-marketing or just have kind of a little bit of a support network, if I could. But it's interesting. So the main thing that I think me and the guest have a separation on is, they made reference to, at-risk people groups and other people having privilege and other people, some people having it easy and some people having to work harder. And I take exception to that, obviously. It's always interesting. And we had a conversation afterwards, and she was very gracious. I was gracious. We did not insult each other, nothing like that. So if you're looking for spicy, it's not spicy. It's informative. Um, but what's interesting is, we had the conversation afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, you know, I'm that middle-aged white guy that couldn't get a job during the pandemic. I'm the middle-aged white guy that couldn't get the management job even though I was qualified, and they hired somebody with zero experience and everything fell apart, you know. And we kind of had that talk, and I said, "Look, I don't mind if they hire people that are qualified, but they're just checking boxes, and people that are qualified aren't getting the gigs." Um, and then it was funny. I said, "Well, the middle-aged white guys ain't getting the gigs." And she goes, "Well, our people aren't getting the gigs either. Who's getting the gigs?" And it was kind of funny because I said, "Well, I know for a fact with one company, they advertised positions but never hired anybody. They never hired anyone. They never filled the positions, right?" And so it's really unique to see the perspectives and the kind of the inner thoughts of other people. Uh, Speaking of which, here in town, um, when we first moved to Kansas, I was like, "Hey, we're escaping California. It'll be nice to go where there's some conservative people." And then we lived here for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, there's some conservative people, sure." No, our neighbors were liberals. Our neighbors across the street, I'm pretty sure, were liberal. Um, and then we bought a house and we moved into this neighborhood over here. And as we talked to people, yeah, you can see that they're a little bit on the left side, a little bit on the left side, right? Family on the left, and then people that I built relationships with in town. As you have discussions with people, you realize, hey, not saying I dislike these people. I want to be super clear about this. I like these people. We're friends. There used to be a day where you could have different beliefs than somebody else and still be friends with them. Like it was a thing. Like you could do that decades ago. Uh, and so I'll see them downtown, and we're hanging out, and they'll be talking about something. And I think to myself, wow, they really don't think the way that I think. And I think it's been a little bit almost refreshing. Some people would say sad. It's not sad, right? It's refreshing to know that we're still in spaces where people can disagree, have a difference of opinion, and still be friends, still hang out. That to me is a major win because it's not what we see on the screen. It's not what we see when we're doom scrolling, right? We're seeing people at odds with each other. But in the real world, where people still associate or work together side by side, it's really not it's not a reasonable expectation to think that everybody is going to think like you do on every subject. And so it's been really interesting. All right. Well, that's kind of the hump day happenings for me. Got a new podcast that I'm editing. That'll be out probably Friday. We just had 2 episodes go out this last weekend. The Manana No Mas show has been on a roar, and we've got people lined up. We've got more people that are going to join the show, and so we've got two, three. Man, I think we have like 4 or 5 more that we're going to be doing throughout February. So I'm really enjoying it. Like for years we had the show, and you know, it was stagnant for a while. It was stagnant, and part of that's my fault. The other part of it is, there just didn't seem to be a lot of interest. And it seems like we've had some really good guests. We've picked up a little bit of viewership. We've gotten a little more popular, and people are moving and shaking now. I think people have embraced AI, become a little more productive. Things are getting to market a little more quickly, and I think there's more to talk about. So it's been fun. It's been a really good time, folks. I hope you enjoy some of this. I'm going to check for live chat again. I always invite you guys to say something in the chat. I don't see anything. Um, if you watch this later and you have a comment, put it in. I'll get the update. I'll get back to you, and I'll see you another time. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye.